By the end of this video, you won't believe these stories actually happened. While preparing them, I changed the names and locations quite a bit. I didn't want to disturb anyone, so everything is fictionalized. Still, maybe you'll recognize something. During the making of this video, there were nights I couldn't sleep, so hit that subscribe button and let's begin with the first story, my friend.
Hello, my name is Evelyn Carter. I'm 29 years old. I'm a graphic designer. I've always been a rational person. I never believed in paranormal things, ghosts, spirits, any of it, until that night last fall. It all started with my friend Miles' birthday plan. Let's do something different, he said. Let's rent a house outside the city. Get close to nature, have some fun. I hesitated at first, but there were 8 of us. I thought it would be safe. The house was near a small town called Dunley. On the map, it looked ordinary. A single-story wooden house. Big yard surrounded by trees. But as we got closer, something felt off. The windows were old, some cracked. The bell above the door was rusted. Inside, the air smelled damp and heavy. No one seemed to care. Music started, drinks came out, conversations flowed. But I couldn't relax. My eyes kept drifting to the cracks in the ceiling, the dark corners of the room. As the night went on, the group scattered. Some went outside, others to their rooms. I stayed in the living room. It was around 1:30 a.m. The music had stopped. The house was eerily quiet. Then I heard footsteps. Low, steady, like someone walking. But everyone was either asleep or outside. "Who's there?" called out. No answer. I stood up and walked toward the hallway. The lights were off. I turned on my phone flashlight. The hallway was empty, but the sound, it was still coming from above. But the house was only 1 story. I looked up. There was a small square hatch in the ceiling. I hadn't noticed it before. I searched for a ladder. Nothing. Then I remembered Miles had camping gear. I found a telescopic ladder and climbed up. The hatch opened easily. Dust fell down. Pointed my light up. It was a small attic, and there was a chair, an old jacket draped over it, and next to it a notebook. I secured the ladder and climbed in. My heart was pounding. I opened the notebook. The pages were yellowed, filled with handwriting. The first page read, "You are not alone in this house." Every night, silently, I flipped through more pages. Notes from people who had stayed there. Some heard noises. Some saw reflections in mirrors. The last entry was from 1997. One final sentence. "Do not open the door. It's still here." Just then I heard a scream from downstairs. I rushed down. My friend Jade was on the floor, her eyes wide open. "Something touched me," she said. But no one was there. The others ran in, panicked. Everyone said the same thing. "There's someone in the house." Miles called the police, gave them the address. While we waited, the lights started flickering. The music system turned on. But it wasn't music. It was whispers, muffled, unclear. When the police arrived, they searched the house. No one was found, but they examined the notebook. "There have been complaints about this house before," one officer said. But nothing ever confirmed. They tried to contact the owner, but the records were incomplete. It was as if the house had no owner. After that night, none of us were the same. Jade started therapy. Miles moved away. Me. I still think about that notebook. That sentence. "Do not open the door." Sometimes in my dreams, I open it. Someone comes out. No face. Just eyes. Pitch black. And it leans in close. And whispers, "You're still here."
Imagine this. You're just a kid. You're setting off on a journey with a stranger you've never met before. After a while, everything goes black. You wake up in a hospital, and there's a police officer by your side. The level of mystery in this story is absolutely unreal.
Hello, my name is Liam Foster. I'm 15 years old. I live in a quiet town called Raventon. Everyone knows each other here. The streets are calm. Life moves slowly. But what happened to me last spring shattered that silence forever. It was a regular Tuesday. My mom dropped me off at school like always. "You've got a test today, be careful," she said. I smiled, nodded, but inside, something felt tight. I wanted to run. I didn't know why. I just didn't walk through the school doors. I slipped out the back. No one noticed. I had a little money, a bottle of water, and my phone. I didn't know where I was going. I just want to get away. From the silence. From expectations. From myself. I walked to the station. Morning trains are usually crowded, but I went to the back platform. There was an old train there. Rusted and used. No one around. Just one man. Black coat. Beard. Holding a map. We locked eyes. "Are you lost?" he asked. "No," I said. "I just want to go." He smiled. "Me too," he said. "I'm heading to Losburn. You can come if you want." Losburn was a few hours away. Big city. Lights. Crowds. Noise. Exactly what I wanted. I said yes. We left the station together. He took me to a bus stop. We didn't talk. Just walked. But something inside me felt wrong. Like I was making a mistake. But I didn't want to turn back. We got on the bus. I sat by the window. He sat next to me. I checked my phone. Dozens of messages from my mom. "Where are you?" School called. "Liam, please answer." My eyes filled with tears. But I didn't reply. I just turned off the screen. When we arrived in Losburn, the sun was setting. He took me to a gas station. "Let's rest here," he said. We went inside. He grabbed a few things. I waited outside. My head was spinning. I was tired, hungry. I sat on a bench. And then everything went black. I woke up in a hospital. A police officer was beside me. "Are you okay?" he asked. "Your family's looking for you." My eyes filled again. I just wanted to leave. I said. He nodded. "There was someone with you. Do you know who he was?" I remembered. Black coat. Map. Silence. "No," I said. "Just someone I didn't know." The police had checked the gas station cameras. He brought me there, then vanished. No ID. No fingerprints. Like he never existed. My parents came. My mom cried. My dad was quiet. And me, I still don't understand. Why did I leave? Why did I go with him? Why didn't I say anything? I got help. Talked for weeks. But parts of that day are still dark. His voice. His face. His walk. All blurry. Like a dream. But it was real. The police are still looking for him. But there's no trace. It's like he pulled me into a void and disappeared. Some say he was just a stranger. Others say something more. But I saw something in his eyes. Emptiness. Silence. And a kind of darkness.
I don't even want to comment on the next story. I want to believe it's fiction. But seeing it on the news, in interviews, for days, my mind just can't process it. And honestly, I don't think it ever will.
Oh, my name is Clara Monroe. I'm 34 years old. I'm a freelance editor. I usually work from home, but sometimes I travel for meetings. This story happened during one of those trips, and to this day I still can't fully explain what I experienced. It was the summer of 2025. I had to visit a small town called Eldridge to meet with a publishing house. Quiet place, surrounded by trees. I booked my hotel last minute. Not many options online. I picked the cheapest one. In the photos it looked old, but clean. I arrived around 7 p.m. The elderly woman at the front desk smiled and handed me the key. "Upstairs, room 203, she said. I went up. The hallways were silent. The carpets were old but tidy. When I entered the room, the first thing I noticed was the mirror. A large, oval mirror facing the bed. Dark wooden frame. A faded rose carved at the top. I settled in, opened my laptop, did some work. Around 10 p.m. I took a shower, then lay down. I turned off the lights. Only my phone screen glowed faintly. Just as I was drifting off, I heard a sound from the mirror. A soft tapping, like someone gently tapping glass. I opened my eyes. The room was dark, but when I looked at the mirror, I didn't see myself. I mean, it was me, but the reflection wasn't moving. I lifted my head. The reflection stayed still. My heart raced. I rubbed my eyes. I'm just tired, I told myself. But then, the reflection tilted its head. I hadn't moved. I turned on the lights. The reflection returned to normal. I took a deep breath. Just exhaustion, I whispered. But something felt wrong. I walked up to the mirror. The glass was slightly foggy. I reached out and wiped it. And then, a whisper came from behind the mirror. Very faint. I couldn't make out the words, but one was clear. Clara. I stepped back, opened the door, went downstairs to reception. There's something wrong with my room, I said. The mirror. It's acting strange. The woman looked at me. Her smile faded. 203, she asked. That room's been empty for years. Are you sure? I'm staying there, I said. You gave me the key. She nodded slowly. We tried replacing that mirror years ago, she said. But it always comes back. Like someone doesn't want to let it go. I didn't want to return. But there were no other rooms. So I went back. This time I left the lights on. I hung a towel over the mirror. Just to block it. But all night, the whispers continued. Sometimes they called my name. Sometimes, just strange, broken words. I couldn't sleep. In the morning I checked the mirror again. One of the screws behind the frame was loose. Curious, I lifted the mirror slightly. There was a gap. Like a hidden passage. I grabbed my flashlight. Inside was an old box. Covered in dust. I opened it. Inside, a hair clip, a letter, and an old photograph. The photo showed a young woman. In the same room. In front of the same mirror. The letter read, "No one hears me. I can't leave this room. I'm trapped in the mirror. Please. Someone find me." I went back to reception. Showed the box to the woman. Her eyes widened. "That's Margaret," she said. "She stayed here in the 1970s. One day she vanished. No one ever found her. The police were called. They investigated the room. The passage behind the mirror was sealed. The items were taken as evidence. But Margaret was never found. Me. Ever since that night, I've been careful around mirrors."
If you've ever experienced something like this, feel free to share it with me. You'll find my email in the description. Just, please don't send anything like the third story, ha 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 ha. I love you all. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.